going. And we are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Journey to Bliss. As you, oh wait, there's an echo here. Hold on. Welcome, everyone. Hold on, y'all. I gotta clear an echo out.
Okay.
Let me find it. Okay, got you. Sometimes I get that echo. All right, so tonight, everyone, we have the brother Heru who is back again. Please welcome him. We also have Sister Kufunya and Sister Bridget. And so I'm going to allow everyone to speak and introduce themselves. Please take the wheel, guys.
Yes. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Miss Bliss for allowing us to be a part of her platform this evening, which is a master number 22, I believe, right? Today's the 22nd. And so you have the master of wellness here with us tonight, which I'm very, very happy to be a part of this amazing program that we're going to be doing. Uh, also, we have Sister Bridget, who is psyched about having Brother Heru. And well, a little bit about me. I'm a holistic health and wellness practitioner, and I'm also an event planner. And I do a lot of different things to align the body with wellness, such as chakra alignment. I use singing bowls and tuning forks and essential oils and whatever else spirit tells me to bring in to the client. And I've been doing this for a number of years, and I'm happy to be able to continue to do so. Is it easy? Not all the time, but especially when you're doing events, oh my God, you got to make sure this is happening, that is happening. And my motto of my company is it's Make We Do It International with Good Works. And my tagline is, what good is an event or a product if nobody knows about it? So that's the ground rules for setting up your promotion, and from there you'll be guided to what to do. And so I'm very happy also to introduce Miss Bridget. She's hosting Brother Heru in the Bronx in Co-op City. So Miss Bridget, take it away.
Okay, well, thank you for that introduction. And again, I just want to say I'm really happy to be on the platform this first. So thank you for hosting me, having me tonight. Thank you so much. Um, a little bit about me. So this is my first time being on YouTube.
Yay!
So big up to me. Thank you again. Um, I have an apothecary in the Bronx. I've had my store since 2018. It's an amazing holistic store. Want to encourage everybody to come out at 153 Dreiser Loop. The name of my store is Green Earth Apothecary. I have a wellness center. I've been doing events here. I have products, tonics, all sorts of good things that are good for the body. And I've been doing this for a while, being, I guess you would say, being of service to my community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I consider myself to be a healer, energy worker, practitioner, spiritualist. I just do what the Creator has me do. But along my journey, I realized that it's important, like the work that I do is not just about me, it's about community. And
Mm-hmm.
community needs to also not just purchase things, they need education. And so
Yes.
Vanya, she spoke to me, and well, she actually sent me a video of this brother Heru, this amazing brother Heru. And I mean, I was blown away. I was just blown away. The testimonies. I have
You're muted.
Can you hear
You're
me?
muted.
Yeah.
I have products here, but what I feel is that the education is key. We're at a point where we need to be educated on how to heal, how to help heal our bodies, and know that our body has the ability to heal itself. And everything I heard about the brother was phenomenal. And reversing, maybe I don't want to interject the wrong word, but just correcting certain issues, and it's transformative. And it was important for me, for Brother Heru, for you to be here, to come here and to host you here. You're gonna know, like, there's a large population here in the northeast section of the Bronx, and I don't know if I could mention, but high blood pressure, diabetes, it's rampant amongst other things. And what you've been able to do is, like, short of phenomenal. And I just wanted to be able to share that with my community. And Sister Kufanya, she was on the radio. I believe you was on the radio with her as well. And my phone hasn't stopped ringing. Even when I'm on the program down, my phone is still ringing. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Oh my God, Bridget, I love your energy. I love the way you're here for the community. I love everything that you're saying. And I am definitely gonna make sure I stop by your store. Are you open 7 days a week?
No, I'm actually open every day except Sunday and Monday.
Okay. So every day except Sunday and Monday. So I'm gonna be headed up from Brooklyn to the Bronx to make sure that I meet you in person and I purchase some products and support your store. And I want everybody, you guys, you see the address. Be sure to support the business, support Black business owners, support Sister Kafunya. And I know y'all been rocking with Heru because y'all be contacting me and calling me, and I'll be giving y'all his information, which is the website is here if you want to order any of the products. I myself have been taking the products, and I have been having wonderful results. I recommend this product to a lot of my friends and to my family and to my clients, and we have had wonderful, wonderful success. So
Yeah. And what I love about it is Brother Haru, you know, comes with receipts. I love how he does his programming and everything, meaning how he explains it to a child could understand or understand what he's talking about. So he's just not, you know, just blah, blah, blah. And he's also comes with receipts and very beautiful testimonies of people. And I just want to say this to your audience. Please, 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 uh, make sure you share this information, or make sure you come on. He's doing 2 events on Friday and Saturday, but it's so important because these things are running rampant in our community, and the way the government is acting up, do not want to, feed people and provide healthcare. We really, really got to take this into our own hands, for real, for real. And Brother Haru gives us the directions, the guidance. He's one of the many soldiers out here of health and wellness, saying, "Hey, family, it's time for us to kick these disease to the curb. Time." And I like the way he talks about the smartphone. We have it, you know, and I just give thanks. So I'm not going to speak much further. And Miss Bliss, you can introduce our brother Haru,
yes,
and thank
I
you.
want to. I want to also I want to read something that you sent to me, Kafunya, that I thought was, I don't know who wrote this, but I was like, oh my goodness, this is so on point. It says Heru is noted for the ability to assist with disease that continue to plague our communities, and he brings receipts. Why
I
does this? You wrote that?
That
Okay, so
intro, yeah.
I got to give you credit for this. So it said, why does this matter? In this current climate of major cuts in the healthcare, I don't know if you guys are keeping up with what's been going on in the media in regards to the healthcare and the government and the shutdown. So we have a lot of chronic stress, and it's difficulty to get access to good health care, and health disparities continue to affect the community both locally and globally. The event occurs accessible tools. This event offers accessible tools and education to help residents take proactive steps towards better physical and mental health in a supportive community setting, which is extremely important because if you are sick or you have any type of ailment, whether it's physical or emotional or mental, you want to make sure you're in a safe setting, a safe community where
Right.
you can actually confide in someone and say, hey, I have this problem, and it's not sort of looked at like, oh my God, you have this disease or this, whatever that disease may be, where it's going to be confidential and you're going to be supported and it's going to be loving and a nurturing environment. So a wellness expert, he's an author, researcher, manufacturer, and much beyond, has a bachelor's degree and a bachelor's in science degree in biology and psychology. Ooh, psychology. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna mess with you. Psychology. You ain't gonna pick my brain. Okay. From Tufts University and a Juris Doctorate from Northeastern University School of Law. Now I can message you on the law part, so I got you on that. Heru is the founder and president of Herbal Results Industries, where his company formulates, manufactures, and distributes herbal medicine. Herbal Results Industry has achieved success in assisting, I'm using the word assisting, that's not the word she used, but I'm using that, a wide range of serious illnesses, which entail high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, tumors, fibroids, epileptics, seizures, kidney failure, herpes, and then many, many, many more. Heru is an avid researcher and public intellectual who routinely engages in lectures. So are you open to other invites to other lectures? You could say that in the future. And interviews worldwide. Heru is the author of the new book entitled The Successful Eradication of Cancer Using an Intracellular Parasite Theory. Okay, and I have a copy of that book also on here too. So there you are. When you wrote that, oh my God, I love that. It's
I didn't
absolutely
write the whole thing. I got the bio from his the intro stuff I did, but the bio with him with the degrees and everything, I got that from his website.
That is so on point. I love it, and it just says everything. So that's a
Yeah.
perfect introduction. So please welcome everyone, Brother Heru.
Well, bless up, everyone. I always give thanks for being invited to these types of platforms, and we have some serious people. We have Miss Bliss, who cares about the community. She can do anything with her YouTube channel, but every time I come on, she's very serious, and she asks some very serious questions that's pointed towards healing our people and solving problems. And so I always love to talk to people like that. And then we have someone like Afunya, who's been a mainstay in the cultural community. Anything that's happening in New York City or the tri-state area that's of any type of value, Afunya seems to have her fingerprints on it in some type of way. And, she's just been somebody who's well known in the community for being a serious person who cares about our people and has also direct lifelines and plugins to serious people to make things happen around events. So, hats off to Kafunya. And then we have our sister who owns the store, and it is nothing short of miraculous to be able to own a retail operation in New York City and to keep it going on that also serves the people. And so to make that decision to go ahead and do that with your life is something that has to be celebrated. So, it's a pleasure for me to be on the show. with like-minded people who want to dedicate their lives to making the world a better place from which they found it. So, it's my pleasure to be on the show. We are going to be in New York City on Friday at Nicholas, Brooklyn. We're going to be getting busy there. Every time we come to New York, we always get busy and we always produce receipts. We're not playing around with people. We're not stalling. We're not wasting any time. We're going to show you the true cause of your high blood pressure, your diabetes, the true cause of cancer, the true cause of autoimmune illnesses, the true causes of all these things. And of course, they say you should have to be careful saying certain things on YouTube. I know their algorithm and I know what they're doing, but we will not get banned for saying the names of diseases. But what you're going to do is that you will be able to go to herbalresults.net, which is my website. If you can, Miss Bliss, if you can edit where it says my name in the blue and you put the email address, if you could just put the website for the email address, that would be good. So people could just go to herbalresults.net. The most important thing that you can do in terms of effective use of time is just go to our testimonials page. On the testimonials page, a lot of other places that you go to, you might see testimonials. Most of the times you don't, right? People who are selling products, you won't see testimonials. But if you do, it's a written testimonial from someone named Karen in North Dakota, right? You don't know their last name. You don't know what they look like. This product is great. Karen in North Dakota, Michelle in Boston, you don't know their last name. You don't even know they have a Facebook page so you can see if they're a real person. What we do at Herbal Results is we do live video interviews with people who've gotten illness reversals, serious illness reversals of all types. And we interview these people for an hour long. It's a long form interview. And they talk about their health situation. They talk about the moment they were diagnosed to everything that they were told to do and the pain that they went through, the suffering that they went through. And then when they went and took the Herbal Results products, the olive leaf extract, the vitamin D, the magnesium, zinc, selenium that we make, the moringa cilantro that we make, which is a mix of moringa and cilantro, and then a change of diet, these people are coming out with these turnarounds. And you'll see the stories, diabetes, as high as blood sugar as high as 680 being reversed to 98 within 5 weeks. A1Cs of 13 being lowered to 5.7. PSAs for prostate cancer, PSA numbers going from 150 to 0.1 in 3 months. All this is documented. We keep receipts. And so because I have a dual degree, I have a degree in science and a degree in law, I've mixed scientific research with legal standards of evidence. So what I do when I present and I give this type of a conversation, which you'll see on Friday and Saturday, Friday in Brooklyn, Saturday in the Bronx, I treat the audience as a jury. And what I'm doing is I'm presenting a case. And I'm presenting the evidence as to what is the true cause of these diseases and what is the best way to reverse it without toxicity. And I'm giving you receipts. I'm giving you receipts in the form of studies from the US government's website, from the National Institute of Health website, in their peer-reviewed scientific studies showing things like olive leaf extract lowers blood pressure just as well as captopril. But captopril will cause you acute renal failure, and it says it in the side effects. I show you the side effects listings on drugs.com and how to read the side effects of all of your medication, because you're not given informed consent. You're taking medication and they never told you what the side effects are going to be. And people get shocked and surprised the side effects of the medication that they're taking. Many times they're taking one medication for, let's say, high blood pressure, and then they developed another problem because of the side effects of medication. So now you're given a medication for that. So I'll give you an example. High blood pressure medications like lisinopril, one of the side effects is, trouble sleeping. Mm-hmm. So now you've got trouble sleeping, you can't sleep. You go back to your doctor, and they'll give you Ambien. But then the side effect of Ambien is psychotic thoughts and suicidal dreams. So now you've got to take another anti-anxiety pills or antipsychotic pills for the side effects of the Ambien. And it goes on and on and on to the break of dawn. So that's why people are taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 medications. And they have no idea that it really just came from the side effects of that first medication that you took for high blood pressure, which could have been solved with just a change in diet and understanding that you're having an inflammatory response to mainly sugar and carbohydrates and vegetable oil. And if you were able to take that out of your diet and then take an anti-inflammatory herb like olive leaf extract, you would see some progress. And you wouldn't certainly be told that you're going to have this disease for the rest of your life. Because when you go and they tell you about high blood pressure and they tell you have high blood pressure, they tell you you have to take these medications for the rest of your life. You have diabetes, they tell you have to take these medications for the rest of your life. What that means is that they never, ever plan to deal with the root cause of your problem, right? So the inflammation and the feeding yourself the foods that's causing inflammation will be a constant in your life, and you will never solve the problem, and they just got you popping pills, extracting your wealth. So what we're going to do on Friday and Saturday in New York City is we're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to deal with this thing once and for all. And you'll never leave out of my lectures the same person that you were when you came in, because you're going to be given tools. I'm not going to give you fish. I'm going to show you how to fish. I'm going to give you the methodology, how to look up all of these side effects from the medications that you have. And we're going to tell you what the other alternatives are that are non-toxic, that your doctors are not trained to actually give you, because they don't go through training for plant medicine. They don't go through training for nutrition. So we're going to deal with it, and we're going to deal with it on a very serious level. And I think if I can share the flyer.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just share the flyer so people will know, because you'll be able to get more information. I'm not going to use this conversation as the lecture. I'm just going to tell you what you can expect to see at the lecture. And we're going to cover a wide range of things. So this is the flyer here for Friday, this Friday coming. This is at Nicholas, Brooklyn. And that's 1396 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York. Are you able to see the flyer, Miss Bliss?
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, if you could just share it on the screen.
Yep, there we go.
You're showing it on the screen? Yeah, so this is it right here. 1396 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York, 12116. That is 1024, which is this Friday. Doors open at 5. We'll be starting at 6 p.m. on the dot. Those who've come to my lectures, we tend to start on time because I like to honor the people who showed up on time and not make the people who showed up on time punished by starting late and accommodating those who showed up late. So we're going to reward those who showed up on time by starting on time. If you come late, you just missed what you missed. And then on Saturday, we're going to be at Green Earth Apothecary, Saturday, October 25th from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Should be a 6-hour lecture. We're going to cover cancer. We're going to cover high blood pressure and diabetes. Okay, and we'll probably do autoimmune illnesses as well, and then we'll probably cover gynecological issues that women face. And we're just going to go through chapter and verse and show you an easy way to deal with these problems by treating you like an intelligent adult. What does that mean? It means that you're going to be explained why you got these problems in the first place. Because once I find out that once you explain things to people like adults, they'll be able to solve their problem like adults. You see, so what's happening is that the educational system is such trash. They don't even tell you the root cause of why you have high blood pressure. They don't tell you why you have diabetes. They don't tell you why you've got cancer. They don't tell you the mechanisms of action. Once you understand the mechanisms of action, then now you can start taking action in your daily life. And what you'll see is all these people with these illness reversals on my website, results.net, they were able to heal themselves from the comfort of their own homes. We're talking like the worst diseases, people given 90 days to live. And they were able to reverse these problems from the comfort of their home. And I'm going to show you the methodology step by step. We're going to talk about diet. We're going to talk about fasting. We're going to talk about what the role of insulin plays. in your health, and most people are insulin resistant because they have metabolic disorder, because you're eating sugar 5 times a day and it's triggering your insulin, and your insulin is just tired. So it's not working anymore. So now you've got sugar left over in your blood, wreaking havoc through your circulatory system, causing chronic inflammation and inflammation of your arterial walls, thus giving you heart disease. And then we are going to talk about autoimmune illnesses. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about fasting, because frankly, y'all eat too much.
Sure.
Right? Y'all just eat too much. You know what I mean? The human body was not meant to eat 5 meals a day. You know, that's not how we developed as human beings. And we have a fat storage mechanism. But most of us trigger that fat storage every single day and don't go into fat burning. So I'm going to go into the science of that, of how like 12 hours after your last meal, your body actually turns over from fat storage to fat burning. But most people don't go 12 hours without eating. So they're in continuous fat storage. And this is why people are accumulating fat throughout their body. And this fat is storing toxins and creating all types of problems around insulin resistance. And so we're gonna get into all of this. And I'm gonna show you how you can get your 21-year-old body back. It's actually quite easy. If you understand what's going on with insulin, whenever you trigger insulin, your body goes into fat storage in a stage of inflammation. So now I'm going to teach you how to eat without triggering insulin. Now you're no longer insulin resistant, and you are now insulin sensitive. Guess what happens when you become insulin sensitive and not insulin resistant? Diabetes reverses, high blood pressure reverses, all these things start to reverse. But because no one ever told you the role of insulin, you think insulin is just for diabetics. They never taught you about basic biology. So you're in this world just floating in the wind, going to the grocery store, buying processed food all day long. You know, which is just chemicalized food. I kind of want to change the word processed food, because it doesn't describe what you're really eating, right? You're eating chemicalized food because the food industry has one problem. The main problem of the food industry, you know what the main problem of the food industry is, Miss Bliss?
What?
Food gets rotten. So if you are an investor or an owner of a food company and you want to transport food from California to New York, your problem is that food gets rotten.
Right.
So all that money you paid for the food that you are now selling in another marketplace, you need it not to get rotten. Because if it gets rotten, all of your investment that you paid for that food and the shipping has gone down the drain. So guess what the food industry does? Every year, they find out who has graduated with a PhD in chemistry, and they hire them. So they hire the chemists to go work in food labs. And in the food labs, they find out how they can change your food so that it no longer gets rotten. It's called chemical preservatives. Yes. And stripping your food of fiber, which they call refining your food. So that's why you have refined wheat, refined bread, refined grains. That is their process of stripping out the fiber, because it's the fiber that causes the food to rot. So they've taken out that element that causes food to degrade. So that now they can put the food in a box and keep it on a shelf for a whole year without it getting rotten.
We need fiber.
Exactly. That's why most of y'all are constipated, because you're eating food without fiber. It's been stripped out, and that's what the food in the boxes are. Think about this. Since when in human history could a food be placed out on a shelf for a year without it going bad?
Possible.
Well, this is all the food that is in the center aisles of your grocery store. This is the food that's not being refrigerated. That's the food in the boxes. That's your cookies, that's your crackers, that's your chips, that's your, all of this thing that they're calling food can stay on the shelf for 6 months in a year and it doesn't go bad, because they have chemicalized the food to preserve the food so that they can make their profit. So this is what people need to remember. Here's the rule of thumb. The longer the shelf life of your food is, the shorter the shelf life of the human being who consumes it.
Wow. You know what's so funny? So I do have like a younger audience also. So if anybody's ever watching those old movies, do you remember they used to deliver the milk on the porch, and then the milkman would come and pick it up? They would have to drink it that day.
Mhm.
And so it dawned on me, when we go to the supermarket, the milk is in the super. What is it? I don't drink milk, but what is it? 1-2 weeks in the supermarket.
Mhm.
So we went from one
Because
day
the chemical is pasteurized. And it's
pasteurized,
actually,
and so the fruits.
yeah, so it's pasteurized, and when it gets pasteurized, this is what causes people to be lactose intolerant, that process. Because when you go to Africa, amongst people who are into like herding, cow herding, the Maasai people, they drink milk. All of them drink milk, and they don't have lactose intolerance. But they'll tell you black folks are lactose intolerant. It's because the milk doesn't go through the chemicalization process of pasteurization. There's a lot to it. They're chemicalizing our food that the body can no longer recognize it as food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now you're eating, and you're gaining weight, but you've got no nutrition because it has no nutritive profile. So the magnesium, the zinc, the selenium that you need to have your immune system running, guess what happens? You're not getting it anymore. And now you're nutrient deficient. Guess what happens when you're nutrient deficient? Your body can no longer fight disease as well. You become susceptible to opportunistic infections and all types of illnesses because you're not getting the right minerals in the nutritive profile. We're going to talk about all of that. We'll talk about the nutrition that you need. We're not going to talk about the problems, just we're going to talk about the solutions. Tell you exactly what you need to do to be able to reverse what has happened to the common American. And because everybody's doing the same thing and eating from the same grocery stores, everybody got the same diseases. You see, it's not a mistake that if you're over 40, and particularly if you're black, you got high blood pressure, diabetes, or autoimmune disease. Over 40. Most people have this type of problem. They have some type of thing that they're taking pharmaceutical pills for, and it's become normalized. But it is not normal. But the reason why it's normalized is because it's a systemic effort for people to do the same thing. And everyone's doing the same thing and taking the same thing and eating the same food. And everyone's cooking with canola oil, and they still can't tell you what vegetable is called a canola. You understand what I'm saying? So people are literally like eating food and they don't even know what it is. And I mean, we can prove it. People are cooking with canola oil. And you ask people, what is a canola?
They go, it's that little, no, it's this, no.
Tell me the vegetable called canola.
Wow.
They can't tell you, and they never bothered to do any research, but because they saw other people doing it, because the human beings have a sheep herd mentality. But in the sheep mentality, there is in the goat mentality, the herd mentality, there's a goat called the Judas goat. Have you ever heard of the Judas goat? The Judas goat is the leader goat that leads all the goats to the slaughterhouse. So what they realize is that human beings behave just like animals in terms of a herd mentality. And once we see a leader, such as a celebrity, that's why they get celebrities to like become sponsors of different products.
Yeah.
Spokespeople, because they know that if that person is doing it, you're likely to do it because
yes.
you will follow the Judas goat and just won't know the Judas goat. You just think that's the leader goat. And if enough people are doing it, everyone will just follow.
No one questions anything anymore. And no. At first, it's funny you're saying this because I was starting to think I was crazy because I'm like, doesn't anyone see what's going on here? It's like, follow the leader, whatever they say, whatever they do. Not many people are looking into anything. Not many people are doing their due diligence. Not many people are doing their research. Not many people are confirming anything. And so, you know, it's so funny. I had a coworker. She was sick. She went to the doctor. She got something, right? Some medicine. And then so 2 months later, she had to take off again to go back to get a medicine for the side effect of the other medicine. And the doctors even told her, you need another medicine for the side effect of the other medicine. And then 6 months later, she went back to get a third. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, is it me? Or is she just not putting it together? And I think we're sort of like brainwashed, because you study psychology. So it's something maybe in the commercials, something in the advertisement, something that's causing us to not want to think anymore.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree. Yeah, I think we
Crazy.
kind of like normalize dis-ease, just normalize being sick. Yeah, I agree.
Normalize being sick, normalizing being in pain. I was with a guy today who was walking with a cane, and he was going to work, and he just feels like he needs this cane every day. He just had knee surgery. There's nothing he can do, and so I did suggest the olive leaf extract for him to order, and I gave you a website. So he is going to order it. I want to say magic. Yes, they drink goat milk and they drink cow's milk in Africa. I just wanted to say that. Here in America, we drink mostly cow's milk. So, but I think it's the process that they take the milk through that causes all the damage to our bodies. So, I've never been to Africa. I hope to travel there one day, and I'm definitely going to try that milk, Heru, and I'm going to let you know what happens because at this point, I can't have any dairy. I can't have cheese. Or milk or any of
well,
that.
you see, a lot of the foods that you can't have in America, you can tend to have them outside of America. And there's many people who are completely gluten intolerant and cannot eat bread. They even take a bite of anything with wheat. They get gravely ill in America, but then they go to Italy and they eat bread and they don't get sick. You know why? Because the Italian bread is not sprayed with glyphosate. It's
With
the Roundup.
glyphosate?
Glyphosate is Roundup.
Wait, Roundup is what Monsanto uses.
Correct.
Spray.
Correct. The chemical name is glyphosate.
Oh my goodness.
So the processing of the bread in other parts of the world is different than it is in America. And you can actually look it up. People can do like literally their own due diligence. You can go on YouTube and just put in, eating bread outside of America or something. You'll see people who've done tests, people who are severely gluten intolerant. I'm talking about if they eat any piece of bread, they'll be bedridden for like 2-3 days. But then they can go to Italy, they can go to Europe and eat bread all day long and nothing happens to them.
Wow.
Okay.
I did not know that. Oh my goodness. We have a question.
Okay.
For someone experiencing stage 4 pancreatic cancer, what are some recommendations? I already purchased 2 maximum strength olive leaf for the person.
Yeah. So what they're going to have to do, I would say the best use of time is if you can get the cancer eradication ebook on the website. Chapter 3, starting on page 33, is the full protocol that the person would need to take. So they've started off good with the maximum strength olive leaf extract. What they want to do is they would want to also have some dietary interventions. You need to stay away from sugar, refined carbohydrates. That's wheat, that's bread, that's cookies, that's crackers, that's pastries, that's donuts, that's pasta, that is also sugary drinks. And you want to stay away from vegetable oil because it's going to cause inflammation. So, and then you're going to want to fast if the person is strong enough to fast. I recommend a 72-hour fast. 72-hour fast, your body will trigger autophagy. Autophagy is the body's natural process of triggering cells called phagocytes. These phagocytes hunt and kill precancerous and cancerous and malfunctioning cells. This is what your body does when you fast. And then I would advise immune system fortification because it's in fact your immune system that kills cancer, killer T cells. But most people's immune systems are completely depleted because they don't have any nutrition. The nutrition that your immune system needs is vitamin D, magnesium, zinc, and selenium. So that's what you want to take. And we have that on our website. You can get that. And then you would want to take a string of antiparasitics. And so olive leaf extract is one antiparasitic. I advise people take 4 or 5 antiparasitics. And since you don't have the book in front of you, One of the antiparasitics that you can take almost like right away, or the person can take today, that costs $2 is baking soda.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, you can take baking soda, and you just take a teaspoon of baking soda in a fourth a cup of water, let it dissolve, and drink it 2 times a day. It will alkalinize the extracellular fluid, because cancer loves acidic environments. And what baking soda does, it balances out the acidic environment, which is the environment for inflammatory environment for your extracellular fluid. And it will take down the inflammation by changing the pH level of the extracellular fluid. So you want to take baking soda 2 times a day, and that person can start today. They don't have to wait to order anything. You can go to the grocery store and just go get baking soda, regular $2 baking soda. Okay. And then you want to take other antiparasitics. It can be Artemisia annua, black seed oil, neem. It can be turmeric. We're actually coming out with a new product. I'll show you all the product. So as we do more and more research at Herbal Results, we don't spend money on advertising. What I decided a long time ago is that any money that we would spend on advertising, we are going to spend on research and development instead, because we're going to make the best products so that our customers are satisfied. Once our customers are satisfied, those customers will be the advertising pool for our company, because when someone gets a reversal of a major disease, they tend to tell the whole world how they solved that problem. And so that's what we've been doing at Herbal Results. Most of our business is through word of mouth of satisfied customers. And so we don't spend any money on advertising. We spend money on research and development. So what we've gotten now is we have created this new product. It'll be available in the next 2 to 3 weeks, but your family member who has the cancer should avail themselves of this product as well, because we found out that cancer feeds off of 2 main energy sources, glucose and glutamine. Glucose is easy to cut off by diet. It's because the body can actually live off of another energy source, which is called ketones, which is healthy fats. And sugar will end up feeding tumors. And so what you've got to do is you've got to cut sugar out of your body so that tumors don't get fed. Now, sometimes that's enough to just kill the tumors itself by depriving it of glucose. But then there are some cases where the cancer tumor is actually smart, and it switches from glucose to glutamine. Glutamine is the secondary source that feeds. And anyone, if you're interested, there's a doctor called Dr. Thomas Seyfried who covers this very well. He's out of Boston College. He's written a book called Cancer is a Metabolic Disease. And he saw that all cancer cells, they feed off of primarily glucose and secondarily glutamine. So now that we cut off the glucose through diet, glutamine is something that the cancer can switch over to. And so we've found that there are certain herbs that block glutamine, because you can't block glutamine through diet. It's a ubiquitous amino acid that is used for your hormones and building blocks for hormones and all different types of bodily processes. So you can't starve the body of glutamine. But what you can do is you can block glutamine from being taken as a food source or an energy source by cancer and parasites. And guess what? There are certain herbs that can do it. And through our research, this is what we have found. We have found this combination of herbs. One of these alone can probably do the job, but we've added 3 types. So can you see this? Can you share this?
Yes.
All right. So you see Herbal Results, starve cancer and parasites. Liposomal, which means that it's going to have a greater absorption, 20 to 50 times greater than regular formulations. So what are the herbs or the plant materials that actually starve cancer cells and parasites of glutamine? Curcumin with piperine. Piperine is black pepper. It's the extract from black pepper. That's the medicinal ingredient that makes curcumin more bioavailable. Then berberine and green tea extract. These alone can starve the cells of glutamine, but we've given you 3, right? And berberine not only blocks glutamine, but it also blocks glucose. So it does 2 in 1. And then we've added these other ones that will also block glutamine. So what will happen is that you end up starving the cancer cells. And then you take olive leaf extract, which we have studies on our website from U.S. National Institute of Health that shows that there are studies that it kills cancer tumors between 9 and 12 days in mice studies. And this is why we've been getting the results that we've been getting. And so someone's asking, how much did you take of the olive leaf supplement? Mm-hmm. If you get the book, all of the dosages are in the book, but you can also go to our website. The instructions page tells you the instructions for everything. But if you want me to just tell you right now, you can take a tablespoon or a teaspoon 3 times a day. You should flood the body with it as much as possible. So if you can take a tablespoon 3 times a day, you take it, and you should get the maximum strength. The maximum strength has phytonutrients in it, so you need to shake it because it has plant material in it. So it settles at the bottom, so you need to shake it every time before you use it. And I would say just take a tablespoon 3 times a day and ride out like that. And then also make sure that you follow the dietary recommendations, mix up the antiparasitics, and also, and what I mean by mix them up is take at least 4 at a time. Olive leaf extract is just one of them. I named a few that you can take. You can take apricot seeds, you can take neem, you can take, I have a list, you can take, there's ivermectin, there's fenbendazole, there's mebendazole. These are pharmaceutical antiparasitics that have a lot of studies on the government website as well, showing how they deal with cancer. And so please get the book. That would be probably the most important thing that you could do. And then the person who wants more information, just tell them to go also to the testimonials page, and they can watch the videos of people who were given 90 days, 6 months to live. And they're perfectly healthy now, and they are cancer free. Okay.
I just want to hail up Mama Ella. She is also a herbalist herself, and she makes the best sea moss. She gets it out of Jamaica. So thank you for tuning in, sister. She's a very beautiful sister. She does also, she gives advice to people. She's a medium. And I like to say, sac passe to her. It's much love, much respect to Mama Ella. Huh?
She's a Haitian?
Yes.
Okay. Saka fetla.
Her mom is from Haiti and her dad is from the Congo. So it's a strong vibration there. So thank you, sis. And I hope to see you either in Brooklyn or the Bronx, whatever's closer to you. Hey! Yeah, she's beautiful. Heru, when you meet her, she is such a beautiful spirit. I'm telling you, for real. And she don't mess around. Okay. Every now and then, a couple of cuss words, but sometimes we need to do that.
You just tell the Haitians, "Aye bobo," and everything will be all right.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yo, this is beautiful. This is absolutely wonderful. Does anybody else have any questions about the olive leaf or any other questions in regards to your health? Look, Mama Ella is like, yes, she's over there celebrating.
Yeah. And you know what? We have to kick these things to the curb. And one of my posts that I put, I said, look, because we have taken on a foreign entity and want to eat this, American style liberty and stuff like that, we forget about even what the scriptures say, that the herbs are the healing of the nations. We also forget about, the crystals, the different essential oils that are listed in these sacred texts, not only the Bible, but all the other sacred texts as well. And, our bodies are being housed with the breath of life from creation. So, every now and then, I'm not perfect either, but I'm made in perfection. And every now and then I want to have my sourdough bread, you know what I mean? Because I understand that's the best. If you're going to eat bread, you should, if you have to eat some bread, sourdough, because it's fermented as well, and it only uses like 3 ingredients or something like that. But when you buy,
you're gonna eat some bread, California, you better get a bread maker and go home and make your own bread.
that's true too. That's true too. But at least these smaller micro companies are creating things that are harmful to the body.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they only have like 3 ingredients in it. But somebody had brought a bread maker and they wound up having to throw it away because they were eating too much bread. So, but we can do it. We have the power within us to make changes only if we want to. And, we just, ourselves are listening to everything that we say and think. You know what I mean? We are so marvelously made. Oh my God. We are so marvelously made, and we just gotta step away from this foreign entity that is ruining our lives. And somebody said, would the disease return if I stop the olive leaf? Well, I'll say it, and then Brother Heru can chime in. You want to, like we have our cars, right? We have our mechanical cars, right? And those mechanical cars require maintenance, right? To keep it running, right? So I think, by Brother Heru talking about how we can fast and what we should eat, we have to keep the body maintained, because I'm beginning to understand that the spirit and soul can't live in a corrupted body. It can't. Am I right or wrong? I don't know, Brother Heru. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So, you see that question in and of itself portends to the thinking that there is a magic pill or a magic potion for health. And that is because we haven't been taught correctly about health. So whatever disease you're talking about, you wouldn't ask that question that way if you actually understood what caused it in the first place. So if you understand what causes the disease, then you would stop engaging in the behavior that causes the disease. So what happens is that the olive leaf is just an intervention to reverse some of the damage that has been done through your behavior. So if we're talking about inflammation being the main cause of these diseases, right? The question is, what is the cause of inflammation? Well, the cause of inflammation is 3 things: injury, infection, or food. The main causes in industrial society is food. So that's the main cause of inflammation. So what is the most inflammatory food? See how these questions become logical. The most inflammatory food is sugar. We know that because of what sugar does to your teeth. Your teeth are the hardest part of your body along with your bones, but sugar can burn a hole into your teeth, and we call it cavities. So if sugar can burn a hole into your teeth, then what is sugar doing to your soft internal organs? Right? So we know that most of these diseases are caused by inflammation because they end with the word itis, and itis is just is a Latin term for inflammation. And they just attach it to a body part, and they say that this is the disease. So what the olive leaf does is the olive leaf reverses inflammation. But you have to understand there's only so much that you can do when you pour water on a fire in a burning house. Imagine that your body is the house and it's burning, right? 1 hour you're pouring gasoline into the fire, and that's the food that you're eating. That's the inflammatory food that you're eating. Vegetable oils, the sugar, the carbohydrates. That's your gasoline into the fire. The olive leaf is the water to put out the fire. But how well will that water work if every hour you're alternating between the water and the gasoline? See, you asked the question because no one ever made you visualize it that way. And it's not your fault why you ask that question that way. Because people are taught to think there's a magic pill or a magic potion to rid you of your problems. That's because no one told you how the fire started in your body in the first place. So what I'm going to teach you is I'm teaching you how to get rid of the fire so that you don't have to keep pouring water on the fire. But if you keep pouring gasoline on the fire, you're going to need water for the fire. So you're going to need to take the olive leaf for the rest of your life to hope to get any results if you keep pouring gasoline on the fire. But if you stop pouring gasoline on the fire, you won't need the water as much. This is the point. This is the point. So what I want to do is I want to show you how not to need me. I don't want to, anyone who's interested in being a healer, a true healer, doesn't want to be part of your life forever. The person who wants to be part of your life forever is a drug dealer. Because the drug dealer's business model is for you to keep you coming back. I want you at some point not to have to come back to me and not to have to need me, because you'll understand the mechanism of your illness and you'll stop feeding the illness and you won't need the herbs as much, or you won't need medicine as much or at all. I want the world to be a world not to need me. And also remember that the ancients said, let your food be your medicine, let your medicine be your food. Right. What you should know is that even though the olive leaf extract is in the bottle, it is just a medicine from olive leaves. So what it's telling you is that it's actually part of your dietary process. And so you should not look at it as medicine, but look at it as part of your diet. So now it becomes a lifestyle. Just like exercising should be a lifestyle. It shouldn't be something you do just because you're sick. It should be something you do when you're healthy. Because guess what? What you do when you're healthy will be a lot easier to do when you're sick than for you to start new habits because you're sick. You understand? So you've got to engage in healthy habits while you're healthy, and don't try to turn on healthy habits when you're sick. That's the point.
Absolutely. I'm on multiple platforms. So on another platform, someone asked, how do we get your product if we're in Jamaica? So do you deliver to all of the countries all over the world?
We all over the world.
Okay.
You know what's so funny? Let me tell you a funny story. So we ship all over the world. And some months ago, I got an email from a customer saying, can you check on my shipment? I'm an international customer. I'm in Ukraine.
Oh, wow.
And I look, I said, you're in Ukraine. I get back. I said, I thought you all are having a war there. There's mail being delivered in Ukraine. He responds back, yes, we're getting mail in Ukraine. And it turned out the package was in Ukraine and it was being delivered to him. He got it the next day.
Wow.
That's how I knew that a lot of the stuff that we're seeing on TV, you know, it's not what you think. They got mail deliveries in Ukraine, y'all. Herbal Results is in Ukraine, delivered to people's doorsteps in a war-torn place that you thought mail didn't get delivered. But this is how I found out the information. I actually had a customer in Ukraine inquiring about their package, and I just got the education that they're still delivering mail in Ukraine.
Wow.
So yes, you can get products in Jamaica, no problem.
I can imagine the level of stress that those people in Ukraine might be having, and stress causes dis-ease. So I can imagine the comfort of when they receive the product. It's like, you know, all the chaos around them in their own.
Well, here's what I'm saying, Miss Bliss. The person didn't make it sound like there was a lot of chaos. This is the point that I'm making. He responded casually, yes, we're still receiving mail in Ukraine.
Wow. Interesting.
He didn't make it sound like he was in the war zone at all.
Now that's a whole nother conversation.
Yes, this is the point that I'm making. Just like you know, I went to Haiti some years ago after the earthquake in Haiti because I wanted to see for myself what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
the reports on the news would have made you thought that all of Haiti was in a zombie apocalypse.
I'm telling you, facts.
And I went, and there were airplanes landing at the airport. And I'm not saying that there wasn't an earthquake, but most of Port-au-Prince was functioning just fine. People were having parties. There were clubs open. Yes, there were houses and people lost life. Even the Capitol building, the president's building, had some parts of it collapse, and you could see it. And you go to neighborhoods, right, that said they were hit hard. There'd be one house that wasn't affected. The next house was in rumbles. So I was there. I went to go help because I want to see for myself. But the rest of the country was fine. It was just in Port-au-Prince. And even in Port-au-Prince, it wasn't all over Port-au-Prince. Wow. It was in certain, it was like one house after them. It wasn't like the whole neighborhood was decimated. I thought there was going to be crime out of control. It wasn't. And it was nothing but love.
Wow.
It was a very loving place. And I thought when I told people I was going, I went by myself. And people were like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But my whole thing was, I want to go see for myself what's going on. And I remember, and people don't realize that Haiti is about a 45-minute flight from Miami. Like it's like flying from Miami to Orlando. So you land, and people would. I thought, I was gonna have to be running from people trying to kill me for food, and that wasn't. It just wasn't the case. So the point that I'm trying to make is a lot of times the news gives you an image of a place, just like Harlem, right? You don't know anything about Harlem. You just think about the news of Brooklyn. You think people getting shot all over the place and people killing each other all over the place in Brooklyn and Harlem and this and that. You go to Harlem, it's nothing but love. If you don't go to places yourself.
It's in Chicago too. A lot of people.
You would think that because of what the news does. What the news does is they project an image for people to always be in fear, to alienate us from ourselves.
Right.
But when you go and look for yourself, and you go and do your own research, you find something completely different. And this is the same thing about health. When you start doing your own research, you find out, no, you're not going to have this disease for the rest of your life. There are many people who reverse this disease without being sentenced to a life situation to have to take these pharmaceutical drugs. And so it's important for people to do their own research. And so that's why I like to provide receipts. Friday, Saturday, Brooklyn, you're going to get receipts. Saturday, Bronx, you're going to get receipts. That's what we're doing.
Nice. I have another comment on another platform. I hope I can read this because this brother's getting down. Hidden ingredients in sourdough that one should be careful of: preservatives and emulsifiers like mono and diglycerides. Other additions are high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors, and certain dough conditioners like azodicarbonide and potassium bromide, which are sometimes banned in other countries due to health concerns. So I hope I got all of that right. Do you know anything about those types of preservatives that he mentioned?
Yeah, absolutely, especially the bromide part.
Bromide.
It's toxic. It's absolutely toxic, and the person who wrote that is absolutely right. In other countries, it's illegal to have that in food. In America, it's legal.
Wow.
And that is actually, that bromide part is one of the main things that's causing people to get sick from bread.
Oh,
yeah, because
bread is so addictive. Is it because it's like a comfort food? Because some warm bread.
Yeah, remember, Miss Bliss, the food companies, they hire chemists, PhD chemists to work on the food because they want to keep you coming back. It is to create addiction, not health. I'll give you an example. Here's a quick example. Next time you go to the airport, most airports have a contract with Coca-Cola to sell water. So the Coca-Cola's water brand is called Dasani. So there's some airports that you'll go to, and the only water you'll see there is Dasani water because they have an exclusive contract with the airports to sell only Coca-Cola's water.
Wow.
Okay? So when you get Dasani bottled water, I want you to look at the ingredients. Guess what you'll see in the ingredients? You would think, wait, shouldn't it just be water?
Yeah.
No. No. You know what you'll see? One of the ingredients of Dasani is salt.
What?
Salt is that a preservative?
No. Do you know why they put salt in the water of Dasani?
No.
Well,
Because salt makes you thirsty, so that you'll buy more of it.
so it's a regular table salt then, not the
Yeah.
not the
Yeah. It's not
Celtic.
no, but you didn't buy water salt. You bought water. Why are they putting salt in your water? Even if it's sea salt. That's not what you asked for. That's not what you paid for.
Right.
You paid for water. But they put salt in it. It's in the ingredients. Let me see if I can find something online to show you all the bottle. When I show people this, they can't believe it. But this is what they're doing in the food industry. They want to make you addicted. And it's very important that people do their due diligence. Okay?
Right.
So the ingredients of Dasani water is purified tap water, magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, and salt. But I'm going to show you all this real quick. This is it. This is I love giving people receipts because a lot of times people don't believe what you're telling them. So I like to see people's faces when you actually show them the evidence. I love doing that. So what I'm going to do right now, because there's some people watching and they're a bit skeptical. And skepticism is great. I believe that there should be healthy skepticism because anyone could be saying anything and making it up. Okay, so let's go to share the screen. I'm going to share the screen now so you all can look at the label of Dasani. And here, where are we? I'm looking for, here we are. All right. So here's Dasani water, y'all. Does everyone see this? You want to share that, Miss Bliss?
Yes.
Do you see that?
Yes.
Dasani ingredients: purified water, magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, salt. And it says added for taste.
Okay, so someone says here, truth, magnesium is a deficiency for pain. Warm distilled water, Epsom salt on joints is relief in 2 minutes. Magnesium flakes provide nutrients. So that's magnesium in the water, I think he's talking about.
No, that's just, most people have magnesium deficiency. So magnesium deficiency can cause high blood pressure. It can cause diabetes in form of insulin resistance. But magnesium is a relaxant. It's a muscle relaxant. So when athletes have pain, you can rub magnesium as a magnesium lotion on the muscle, and it relaxes the muscle. You can soak in Epsom bath, which is nothing but magnesium. Epsom salt is magnesium. It's a form of magnesium. So when that magnesium gets in the body, it relaxes the muscles and it deals with pain points. People who got painful, even arthritis and what have you. And what's happening is that most people are magnesium deficient because they're not getting magnesium from the chemicalized food. Right. Normally we'd get it from the soil, but the soil has been stripped of its nutrients because of factory farming and corporate farming where they've depleted the topsoil. So the food that you're eating doesn't have the nutrients that you usually have. And you'll see people who have lived in the United States and then they go to Africa, they go to the Caribbean and they eat for 2 weeks and they're eating real food. And all of a sudden their sicknesses go away. They never felt healthier because they're finally getting nutrients from their food.
Let me tell you, I know some brothers that went to Africa for the first time and they gave them some fruit. I think the fruit was a pineapple. and they swore, they was like, this can't be pineapple. It does not taste the same. And everything about and they was like, no, this is pineapple. What are you talking about? And they were trying to figure out, why did this pineapple seem so different?
Yeah, because it was because of the soil. Remember, you're talking about Africa now. This is original soil, you know. Actually, the best pineapple in the world is called sugarloaf pineapple. It comes out of Ghana. If you've ever gone to Ghana and eaten pineapple, it's the best pineapple in the world. It's the best tasting pineapples in the world. It's called sugarloaf pineapple. Mm-hmm. It's just different. The food just tastes different. When you go eat food from Jamaica, you eat food in Haiti, you're getting better food. Most of the food that people are eating is processed food. It has no nutritional profile. It's only meant to addict you, but it's not giving you any health benefits. So when you leave America and you go eat food somewhere else, all of a sudden your body becomes electrified, because now you're finally getting the nutrients that your body has been missing.
Nice.
Well, I know a brethren, his name is Chris. What he's doing, he's putting, what is he putting in the soil? He's putting in silver, gold, and some other nutrients to revitalize the soil. That's what he's doing. His name is Farmer Chris.
Yeah, that's great. That's excellent.
With great results.
Yeah, our soil here in America. I know when I was with a group of people who were farming, they were raising, they call it raised beds, because on the ground it was so so toxic. So what are you gonna do? This is America. This is where everybody wants to be, right?
Yeah.
That's why you got to go. You got to go to the apothecary in Bronx so that you can get the things necessary to balance out what you're missing. You know, you got to go to Nicholas, Brooklyn to get the things necessary to what you're missing in the form of supplements. It's very important. I mean, most people. Excuse me?
When is your next product coming out? The one that you showed on the screen?
Yeah, that should be out in the next 3 weeks. And our vitamin D should be back in stock in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, good. But the magnesium with the selenium and zinc is available.
It's available, and it's on its way to Nicholas, Brooklyn. And I have products on the way to the Green Apothecary in time for the lecture as well. So the people who come will be able to get the products that they need from me.
So the brothers and sisters that actually attend the event, you can get the product right then and there. You can take it immediately right then and there. And how long is the lecture?
So my lectures tend to be kind of long, but I'm going to try to condense it because I actually have a flight. I have to leave probably on Saturday night. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start at 1 o'clock sharp on Saturday. It's supposed to go till 7 o'clock. We're probably going to have a hard stop at 7, so that's a 6-hour lecture. And we're going to cover a lot of things. And then on Friday, the day before Nicholas, Brooklyn, we're going to start at 6 o'clock and try to be done by 9 p.m. I don't like to keep Kafunya and Monique out too late, you know?
That's right. We got to get our beauty rest.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And I'll be up in the Bronx assisting Sister Bridget, making sure that everything is in alignment along with her. I will be her support person on Saturday.
Okay, so Kafunya is going to be in the house, y'all. So that gives you extra reason to show up, you know? Real talk. Real talk. So, the legendary Kafunya is going to be in the house, you know?
Come on, Heru.
Now I know we got a real event because Kafunya is going to be there. That's a real event.
That's what people
in New York. If Kafunya is not there, it's not popping.
That
The
is so
food
true.
brings
I'm
energy.
telling you, it's true. When people used to see my name on the flyers and stuff, they would know that I would be in the house. I mean, this is like when I was in the reggae industry, you know, I, you know, is Sister Kafuni going to be there? You know, because that makes sure that, yes, those artists that I say that are coming are going to be there. So that's why it's important to align yourself with, you know, people of like-mindedness, you know, and, you know, there's enough for everyone. And we're out here, you know, doing our best to let people know there is a solution. You don't have to be afraid. You're going to be in a safe space. Nicholas is a safe space. Apothecary is a safe space where you can ask your questions and there's no judgment, you know, and just know that, hey, we're going to have, we're kicking this ease to the curb because it's too much right now. And then, like I said before, with the Gold League, you know, shutting down certain things, we got to really collectively come together and help each other as much as we possibly can. What say you, Bridget?
I say that it is an amazing time, very powerful time for us to unite. I like everything that everyone has said. I just, know how important it is to have the information. Without information, you fall subject to um, just whatever the circumstance is, and you feel like there's no hope. And that's what people want. They want to know that there is hope. They want to be. It's inspiring. You should see the amount of people that are coming out, the amount of people that are just like busting through the door. My phone hasn't stopped ringing. um, I just know like we're being bombarded from the government to the food to the air to the water, everything you could think of. So to have a space or to have someone that has spent their life in this industry to devote themselves not to just, like being someone that is trying to make money off of someone and to be a long-term subscriber, to teach people how to heal themselves, to know that the body has the ability to heal itself, and to teach people to do the same, not to be dependent on someone, to just trust in the process of healing, of love, of unity, coming together, getting off the computers all the time, the cell phones, and, just trusting the process. So I say that I'm excited. I have people that can't be at the lecture, that want to be at the lecture, that have wrote down information that they want to be handed off in hope that they can too receive help, or that if, you have to leave on Saturday, you can come back or they can connect with you in some sort of way. So I'm just excited.
Yes, yes,
I
absolutely.
like that song. I'm so excited. I know, I know. I don't know all of the words, but a special shout out to Mama Ella. Much love to you, and also to the audience, the listening audience, Miss Bliss. Thank you
Yes,
for letting them know that this is happening this Friday at Nicholas, Brooklyn, and Saturday. This is like a double header. You can't make it on Saturday. Well, I mean on Friday. Well, you got Saturday. You can't make it
yes,
on Saturday. Well, you got Friday. So there's no excuse at all. I'm not sure if we're going to be live streaming or not. I have to speak to Sister Monique about that. But it's very, very important that you come and be amongst people who want to make their lives better, because we are made in the likeness and the image of creation. And we're not here to suffer. Every time I hear about somebody slipping away, and there's solutions, there's real solutions. And like Bridget said, the body has, people have been led to believe that the body cannot heal itself given the proper soil, and it can. It's marvelously made. And every time you're talking or thinking, make sure you have positive thoughts and thinking. Yeah, sometimes you're going to feel like you're in a rut and whatnot, but you automatically, try to put on some music or talk to Sister Bridget or talk to Miss Bliss or talk to me or Brother Heru, or there's people there, or go sit in it, next to a tree or hug a tree, because your cells are really listening to everything that you're saying, and you have the power within the tongue for life and beyond, or non-life, so we need to speak positively. Like, I just created a poem that was downloaded to me called "Sticks and Stones Will Break Your Bones, but Words Will Never Hurt." Well, I beg to differ. And whoever said that, they weren't in their right mind, because words are power. Words sound power. So the words sound power for your audience this evening is to make it to Nicholas, Brooklyn, and to the apothecary. Your body will love you 110%.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, get out there this Friday or this Saturday. And if you can't get out there, you should probably send somebody there for you. And also, there's the email, there's the website. You can reach out to the brother. You can email him. On the other platform, the person he wants to invite you to Jamaica. So I guess you would tell him what the procedures are, the protocols. I told him to email you. Is that okay?
Yeah, you can email me. It's no problem.
Okay. All right. Yes. So you can email him if you want to give him the invite to come to Jamaica. Maybe Sister Kafunya might come out there, because that's her old stomping grounds.
Yeah, you mean Jamaica's my stomping grounds too? I used to live in Jamaica.
Really?
Yeah.
In Jamaica?
Yeah, I used to live in so when I'm in Jamaica, if I'm in Kingston, I used to stay around Hope Gardens, and then any Jamaican would know that area. Hope Gardens is close to UWI, close to Ligony, and close to UTEC. So I used to walk to UTEC every day. And then I used to live in a compound town, which is in St. Elizabeth. In Trelawny. That's Maroon Town. I lived there for some time. And then when I'm there, I also have a partnership in a farm out there in Ocho Rios. So Jamaica is definitely like a second home to me.
Yes, I've been to Ocho Rios. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, man, Jamaica is beautiful. Jamaica's beautiful.
All the islands are interconnected, and they each have their own vibration. They each have their own vibration. And what can I tell you? I was baptized in Jamaica. I was baptized in St. Croix. I was baptized in the Gambia and in Senegal. I'm telling you, we are all interconnected. Don't let nobody tell you that, foundational, whatever. We're not in no division right now. We can't afford to be divided because of this, that, or the other thing. All right?
We don't deal with colonial identities, you know what I mean?
No, we don't.
We don't deal with
because basically
shipping port identity.
Yeah, because basically things. Yeah, we want the same, food, clothing, and shelter, and love one another as much as possible. We might not always agree, but it doesn't mean that we have to fight each other and cause tribalism and all of that. We're not into that. No.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're kicking that to the curb.
Yeah.
Because each one teach one. That's it.
Each one teach one. That's right. That's right. Each one teach one. So, guys, I want to thank you for coming on this evening. I appreciate you guys. I already know, Heru, you are coming back. Sister Kafunya and Bridget, I want to invite you guys to also come back. You have my phone number. Never be afraid or intimidated to say if there's something you want to promote or something that you created or something you just want to share with the brothers and sisters in the community, my platform is here. I'm not the type of person to be like, oh my God, they're, selling crystals or whatever. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's get it in, So I'm
Real silver, real silver.
Exactly.
Yeah. And thank Bridget for being brave enough. Like, this is her first time being in the public, so I give thanks for you following your intuition. And I told her, I said, you can do it. Get yourself some lavender, to cool the nerves and everything, and just be yourself. That's all. Just be yourself. So thank you, Bridget.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to be here. Everything is just amazing. I really enjoyed being on your platform today. And just looking forward to, future times to be able to share and build community, because it's really important. Nerves, I could be nervous. I could be nervous another time. But now I'm building community.
Yes, thank you, pretty kitty cat. Thank you. And everyone in the chat, thank you so much. And follow the information here at the bottom, the ticker, and just come through and be relaxed. And like I said, the solutions are there, and if you're afraid, just do it afraid anyway. You know what I mean? So one love to everybody. Myself, Ruth, thank you for, thank you for the mission that you're on. I'm telling you, you got your assignment and you are dealing with your assignment. No weapon formed against you shall prosper ever. You hear me? Ever.
Amen. You see, Kafunia spoke, so let it be. You know what I mean? Yeah. Serious thing, when Kafunia talk, you have to listen. That's right.
This is true.
No, it's a whole spiritual vibration for real. I mean, it's just like, and sometimes I ask myself, well, why am I like this? Why don't I have my head in the sand? And my family say, why are you so militant? Well, I'm militant against injustice, drug trafficking, sex trafficking. I'm not for that. So I'm militant. I have to move militant like that. As Desiree would say in one of her songs, to move militant.
Yes,
and that's it.
Yeah.
Yes,
This is a journey. This is a healing journey. Okay. So that's what we're on. We're on a healing journey. So this is part of it, taking care of yourself, learning how to take care of yourself, because we have to re-educate ourselves, brothers and sisters. And it's been a long road so far. So I want to thank you guys for coming on this evening, and I appreciate you. Y'all know I love y'all. Mwah! And I love the audience as usual.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Big up yourself, Miss Bliss. Big up yourself.
Yes. Share this live, guys. Share, and come out this Friday or this Saturday.
Right. And when is Riza coming on?
I have to reach out to Riza. I am in communication with the brother. We was chilling in ATL discussing some things. So he is on the list.
Okay. That's another good brother out there doing on the mission, so we have to big up our brothers and our sisters for being committed to community, because our bodies are community as well, but they work together. The heart does its part, the liver does its part, but then they work in unison together. So on that note, I want to thank you once again, Brother Heru. And I want to thank Nicholas Brooklyn forever, and the apothecary. More to come. Give thanks for your vibes and everything like that. And of course, Miss Bliss. Miss Bliss. Look at the name, Miss Bliss. I love you from day one. You already know we go way back.
Yes. I do. I'm so grateful for
Yeah.
you guys. I appreciate you.
Yes,
All
yes,
right,
ma'am.
guys.
Yes, sir.
Peace
Good
and
night,
love.
everyone.
Thank you,
Bless
Miss
up,
Love
Bliss.
you guys.
All
Brother
right.
Yes,
Drew.
yes.
Thank
All right.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
You're
right.
welcome.
Give thanks.